Okay. Alright. So I guess we'll just do this systematically. Go from left to right.
Oh god, okay.
Alright. So... a couple little nuances with the weird moves. So, okay, obviously A5, I don't need to talk about it. A6, usually they want to play B5 early. So what I like to do here is D4, B5, and then here knight D2. Because they usually want to play B4 to kick your knight on C3. So then
Yeah.
you can just develop like this. And then you just develop knight F3, castle, queen E2, and they don't really have anything. Usually it'll transpose some sort of French, they'll play like E6 and C5. You just play C3, you just keep your center. The same thing happens when they play B6. So like B6, D4, bishop B7. So instead of knight C3, um, it's a little trickier because then they play like E6 and bishop B4, and they like try to undermine your center. Like they play F5 and stuff, and then if you move this bishop, this pawn on G2 is hanging. So again, I like to play knight D2, and then if like knight F6, bishop D3, D5, you can just play E5 here, and then that's fine. And if they do something else like E6, you just play knight F3 again. And now if they play bishop B4, now you can play C3, and now you got your setup again. So if they play bishop B7, you play castle. They castle, you play queen E2 or something. If they play C5, you just play C3, and you have a good game. Like eventually, you're just gonna play rook E1, knight F1, knight E3, and then you either play E5 or D5 depending on where their pawns are, and you should be fine. Okay.
Okay.
So that's those side moves.
One thing is you can't do say this is a transposition into the French or anything like that because I don't know what the French is. So
Well, you're gonna learn.
okay,
All right. Anyone else have any questions
we
about
haven't gotten there yet.
those two? B6 or A6. So yeah, it's important to put your knight on D2 because it simplifies your life a lot. Because usually they want to try to either attack your knight with a B5, B4, or a bishop B4 if your knight's on C3, and then it's kind of awkward for you to unpin it without compromising the E4 square. So when your knight's on D2, you get a nice solid center with your pawn on C3, and your bishop can tuck away on D3. And if they ever play like B5 and like C5, C4, your bishop can like come back to C2 and then still stay on the diagonal. Because eventually you're going to play E5, and then that bishop on C2 looks at H7 and stuff, and usually the castle king side, so you usually get an attack from that. Okay, so we went over A6 and B6, B5. Okay, I guess let's go over C6 next. So against C6, I want you to play the Panna Botvinnik. So that's D4, D5, take, take, and C4. So this is going to be good for you because it's going to give you attacking chances. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to play some order of knight F3, knight C3, either bishop E2, bishop D3, or bishop takes C4, depending on what they do. Castle, you're going to play bishop F4, you're going to play queen E2, rook C1, and rook D1. So usually they play something like knight F6, knight F3, usually something like bishop F5, knight C3, E6, you just play bishop E2, they play bishop E7 or something, you castle, they play knight C6. So yeah, here you can actually just play bishop E3 with the idea of like queen B3.
Right.
And then sometimes, if they don't take this, sometimes you actually want to play C5 and then go for like a quick attack with B4, B5. But you have to make sure that you have this E5 square well defended, because otherwise E5 will come, and then there's like tricks where like E5 and D4 happen. So you have to make sure that that's well defended. But that's one idea, and then the other idea is to simply just take this, and then basically give yourself an isolated pawn to give them an isolated pawn as well, and then just work on that isolated pawn. So you play like queen B3, rook C1. Maybe play like a knight b5 to c7 idea if your bishop's on the f4 square. So it depends where your bishop goes, but so you have some ideas of getting on the c file, getting a bishop on c7, and then sometimes you get an attack like they take on c4 early. So like say like knight f6, knight c3. Say they take here now. Okay, so now something like e6, knight f3, bishop e7, castle, knight c6, bishop e3. Usually they play something like castle, queen e2, b6. Now you get something like this. And so your idea with this isolated pawn is to get d5 in eventually. And you have ways to kind of do that. You have like knight e5 ideas. Again, you have like bishop f4, knight b5 ideas, try to get that square. But yeah, I mean, basically you have freer development, but you just have to worry, like usually they do something like this, so they'll play like knight b4 here to like control this square. So now they have this square firmly under control, so you can't really play d5, but the drawback of knight b4 is that allows you to play knight e5. So now your knight's controlling these two key squares, and now maybe you're gonna play like a3, bishop b3 to c2, and start attacking this square. And then you have like these knight g4 ideas where like you draw the knight away to get an attack on this h7 square. So and you know, if they ever develop an attack on this g2 pawn, you can always play f3 if you want, and that's not really so bad because now it gives your bishop and you know space to go back here maybe, and your position's you know just fine. So just be careful that they're going to try to blockade it with this square, but like I said, you get different form of compensation for that. So okay, so let's play over that. Okay, so play white. Well, let's see if you learned it.
Oh God.
Okay, go.
Oh.
Okay, so all right, so let's start with this.
Like this.
Right. Okay, so that's good. So yeah, you want to defend this pawn because I'm threatening like something like this with this. So yeah, knight f3 is good. Okay, so now let's say I play here. So this is actually bad for me, but I want to show
Really?
you why it's bad.
Oh no, I play something
No,
like
no,
this.
no, 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 no. Remember, when this bishop leaves this pawn, what do you always play?
This move.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's a fork, and now I'm just lost. Okay, so that's first thing. Okay, so okay, say I go here. So you want to develop, yeah, you want to develop your knights and this, like you want to develop this bishop last.
Right.
Sorry,
Yeah, I get that.
this
This
bishop
one.
last, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not clear whether it wants to go here or here, and actually sometimes it even wants to go here. So, um, but at the same time, you also want to wait to develop this bishop as long as possible, because like sometimes you have to wait. Like if you play here, like you have to waste a tempo sometimes because he takes and you have to take it again.
Right. Yep.
So, I mean, it's not like a huge deal, but like it's kind of silly to play it on move 6 and then have them take on move 6. So, okay. So anyway, so yeah, knight f6, you play knight c3, good. Okay, so now let's say I play. Okay, so let's say I play here. What now?
Can I play the same thing?
Yeah. Okay, good. Just want to make sure. Okay, what happens if I play here?
Ooh. Maybe I can take. Can I take here first?
Okay. Then what happens if I take here?
And I don't know.
Okay. So actually, what you should do instead of queen b3 is take this first. Then a knight takes. Then queen b3. Okay. So when I play bishop g4 and move later, you don't have that same idea, but now you do.
Right.
Okay, because now what happens? Now bishop f3. Now what do you do? It's this one. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
It's
now
just.
right. So now I have to play something like e6 here. And so
Now can I take on
yeah,
b7?
yeah, right. But you have to be careful though, okay?
Right.
Because now I take here, and now what do you do?
Now I play.
So this is actually a well-known line. So
Oh, that's good. I should. Oh, that doesn't work. I'm scared.
okay, well,
I'm scared of this move.
yeah, I know, but you can do something about it.
Can I do this?
Yeah, exactly, right. So now I have to take obviously, or else I'm mated, right?
Right.
So okay, now
Oh
what?
my god, I want to take with the knight so bad.
Okay, so actually here, if you take with a knight, you lose. So
Oh, I want to.
okay, but what do you play here? This
Probably
is
queen
key.
takes.
No,
Nope.
no.
Oh, snap.
You
No.
play
Can,
this.
ooh, can I do this?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So now
Because then it...
I have to play here, right? Nope, 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 nope,
Oh,
nope, 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 nope.
oh, wait, now I want to take
Nope,
this.
nope, 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 nope.
God.
Gotta take this, right? Because now you're threatening to take this way. So
Sure.
now I just play here, and then you play here. Check. So you play here, then just take, take. And you know, like these pawns are bad, but this pawn's
They're
bad.
horrible.
So, and I have 2 versus 1 on the queen side. So it's probably slight advantage for white.
Like something like this.
Um,
Just to... Oh, I guess that's
yeah,
not
I
bad.
mean, yeah, that's a good move because then you're just gonna castle next move.
Castle. Why not a castle? Go here.
Well, because you want to get your rook onto this square with tempo, right?
Oh,
You want to
okay.
connect your rooks. So, I mean, you could play king e2 as well, I guess. But anyway, I don't think anyone's gonna know all this theory. So I'm just saying like that's what you do in that situation. So just remember, if they played knight c6 and knight f6, then you take on d5 first before you play queen d3. But whenever this bishop moves to g4, always look for queen d3 ideas. But just remember, you take on d5
Okay.
first. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go back. All right. So let's see. So where were we? Okay. So let's go back to here. Okay. So instead of knight c3, okay. Say I play e6. Okay. Now what? So now that yeah, you could do that. I mean,
Or
really, like
e2.
any of like a bunch of moves are fine. But actually, in this type of position, if this bishop's not developed and e6 is played early, you can actually even do this now because now you're actually threatening something
Oh,
instead of taking it.
yes.
So bishop g5. I mean, to be honest, bishop e2 is fine. Bishop d3 is fine. a3 is even fine to stop knight d4 ideas. Even an early c5 here is now fine because this bishop is not really a big problem. So you're trying to keep the position locked. But yeah, bishop g5 is actually a good move here. So bishop e7 is theory, and then what here? So yeah, this is one of the positions where you want to go here early. So you play c5 right away because now e5 is not going to happen quite as easily. So I castle. And now you want to make sure that this is stopped, right? So you got to get rid of this guy. So you play here. So rather than playing e2 or d3, now your whole plan is to develop a blockade on the dark squares. So whenever you play c5, your plan kind of changes. So you want to develop a blockade on the dark squares. So I play something like this. And then you take, again, removing the dark square defenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to keep this knight, because if I take with the queen, you can just take this knight and then plant the knight here, and it's bad news for me. So I take back with the knight. And then yeah, I mean, it's just a game. You just play rook c1, you castle. But yeah, again, you have nice control of the dark squares, and eventually maybe this knight will head to d6 at some point. Like you can knight b5, d6 at some point. Uh, you can do like a knight takes knight and knight g4 or knight g5, threatening the e pawn, stuff like that. So um, yeah, I mean it's just a good game for you. But yeah, in this type of position, you want to play c5. But okay, say I play. Oops. Okay, so say I play. Okay, let's go back actually. So c4. Okay, actually, let's go over these things now. So okay, say I take.
No, don't take it.
Right. Okay, so now okay, knight f6. Mhm. And then e6. Mhm. Good. Then bishop e7. Good. Then castle. Okay, so now I was telling you this type of idea now, because again, you're not exactly sure where I'm gonna put this.
Okay, yeah.
So queen e2. Bishop g5 is also fine, by the way, but uh, just wait a half move maybe before you decide where to put